You know, I love the Amazing World of Gumball. Who doesn't? It's colorful, vibrant, creative, funny, smart, and entertaining. I can't imagine anyone who'd hate a show like this when it has all this stuff going for it. I know I've sung the show's praises to heaven and back, but by God, it's just that damn good. And thinking about my love for Gumball right now has given me the urge to talk about what is undoubtedly its best episode. For those of you who've seen my top 10 list from 2016 and are excited to hear me opine about the shell, I want you to do me a favor. Forget about that list. Those episodes I said in that list, erase them from your memory. None of them can compare to the featured episode of the day. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the epitome of creative genius, of artistic genius. It is a beacon in the animation realm, a beacon for every cartoonist aspiring and established to marvel upon and make into their muse, the one from which they should draw their inspiration. It is the star that shines brightest in our galaxy, and its brilliance, figuratively and literally, put all else like it to shame. What? Martin, I thought the shell is the best Gumball episode. Are you high? I hear you naive children crying as you attempt to process this electric current of a revelation. Quell yourselves, dear children. I am not under the influence of either alcohol or unprescribed medication. I'm perfectly lucid. I'm sane. I mean every word I said. There is an episode better than the shell. It's hard to believe, I know, but if you could afford me the luxury of enlightening you, then you will understand where I'm coming from. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I, the one and only C.R. Martin, introduce you to the fridge, the true turning point for the series, more so than the job was. Every quality that Gumball is renowned for today can be attributed to this gem of an episode. The powerful, hilarious, and heartwarming dynamic amongst the Watterson family. Ultra-competent writing that makes even the most acute of raconteurs blush. The cynicism belied by its cheery exterior that adds a much-needed shade of gray to the world's disgustingly saccharine outlook. This episode has it all. Were it not for this episode, the series would not climb to the heights that it stands on today. That could very well be the end of the video, but why stop there? That doesn't properly articulate the brilliance of this masterpiece. To that end, let us explore this episode and discern what makes it so memorable and poignant. This is The Fridge. The episode starts with the Wattersons in the kitchen. Everyone is standing at attention, save for Nicole, who does a routinely rundown on the family's achievements of the week, which are kept track of in a chart attached to the fridge. The only one who has nothing to report is Gumball, who is perfectly content with mediocrity.
And what about you, Private Gumball? What have you achieved?
I guess I achieved nothing.
And you know what? That's perfectly fine. There's nothing objectively wrong with just going with emotions, playing it safe, and not taking any unnecessary risks. Just ask the most accomplished film director of the 21st century, Michael Bay, who is the embodiment of vanilla brilliance. Or should I say vanilliance? Oh, I crack me up. On the flip side, there's also nothing wrong with wanting to accomplish so much, to rise to a higher station, to amount to a lot more than your own perceived self-worth, as wonderfully illustrated by dear old Nicole.
Mom, why are we in the supermarket when the rest of the world's asleep?
Because winners wake up early so they get the best out of life. For example, that discount chicken. Pop it in the basket, sweetheart.
Because what mother wakes their son up in the wee hours of the morning for a trip to the supermarket? The doting, devoted, and loving kind. That's what. Granted, this is a trip that could have been made much later when the sun has fully risen and after Gumball has gotten his minimum 8 hours worth of sleep, but as long as you have the right nutrition, even if it means wrestling senior citizens for those food products, you don't need to sleep that long. You'll have just enough energy and willpower to carry on through the day if you have your daily intake of vitamins, minerals, nutrients, and mother's unfailing compassion through trial by fire.
What does a winner do when life gives him lemons?
Make lemonade?
No. He squeezes them right back into life's eyes!
Really? Alright.
Thank you for those wonderful words of wisdom, Nicole. I can only wish that my own mother would make me stand on the roof of our house and challenge the heavens with something metallic like a golf club. And I also wish that she taught me to always keep a lemon handy in case I come across an asshole who ruins my day and I feel like squirting the lemon in their eyes. Gumball is none too pleased with his mother's empowering encouragement. He's just a kid. And kids usually don't see the good intentions that fuel their parents' actions, as extreme as they may be. Not to say that what Nicole is doing in this episode is extreme. I can perfectly see where she's coming from, and personally, I support her. And apparently, so does Darwin, who doesn't take too kindly to his brother's sentiments. How does he take out his anger and help Gumball see the light? The best way he knows how.
Stupid! What's stupid about reaching for the stars? Dodgeball! Boom, 1 point. Boom, 2 points. Boom, 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 boom.
That'll get the blood flowing. But just to be sure, Nicole has taken some precautionary steps for such a contingency. Well, it's only one precautionary step, but it's very effective. To encourage her son to prove his worth, she leaves him in the middle of the desert, and now Gumball has to make his way home all by himself because public transportation, or any kind of transportation, is for pussies. No pun or offense intended.
You're walking home.
No, don't you dare leave me! She'll be back.
Oh, come on, Gumball. What's a 15-mile walk to you? I can tell you firsthand that it's pretty invigorating. You should try it more often. Gumball makes it back to his house but finds both it and his family in a state of disarray. Apparently, this is the result of their competitive drive going wildly out of hand. But that's only a prelude to the real surprise. Gumball has actually ascended to the top of the chart on the fridge. You're probably wondering, where the hell has that fridge been the entire time? Isn't that supposed to be the episode title? The thing is, that's the beauty of this episode. What appears to be the episode forgetting about an important plot device, which started the plot in the first place, is actually sheer writing genius. You see, the fridge may not have appeared for majority of the episode like it supposedly should, but it doesn't take away from its significance. It's all about subtlety. Now, with that being said, it would be preferable that the episode make constant mention to the fridge, like say have 3 or 4 scenes where Gumball looks at the fridge to see the progress he's making on the chart, or at the very least, have the characters acknowledge the existence of the fridge in the chart so that the episode doesn't lose sight of its driving force. That's just a possible narrative choice that the writers could have gone with, but then again, what do I know? I'm not on the same level of genius as this episode is. Nicole then slithers in from the shadows, literally, and is beaming with pride in her son's accomplishment. Gumball himself is also beaming with pride, but that pride quickly turns into disgust when he realizes what exactly is going on.
Your chart is ruining this family. They're all behaving like animals. I mean, hello? We were all happy before. Do you even realize what you're doing to us?
That's right. Use your anger.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
Sorry, I just had to put those in there. The following day, the Wattersons are out on a family-friendly outing, about to play a fun game of paintball. Gumball and Nicole agree on a stipulation. The chart is taken off of the fridge under the condition that Gumball wins the game. And so the game is on, and it's filled with tension, drama, suspense, and another Star Wars reference?
Dad?
Please, take off the mask.
smells like other people's faces.
Luke, help me take this mask off.
They sure love to throw those in, don't they? Gumball and Nicole are the only ones left standing. The face-off between mother and son takes place at the hill atop of which the flag stands perched. It will be a battle for the ages. Gumball versus Nicole, the original versus the carbon copy, parent versus child, mother versus son. Who will emerge victorious? Who will stand atop whose corpse as they raise the flag in triumph?
I don't want to be a winner! I'd rather be a disappointment to you than live like this.
What? Gumball? No. Disappointed? I could never be disappointed in you.
What?
Just take the flag, my little trooper. You've earned it.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh, come on! Where's the excitement? Where's the action? Where are the over-the-top Hollywood special effects?
There! You happy now?
Sorry.
Boo! No intense, exciting climax. Boo! Ah well, you can't have everything. You can't win all the time. Talk about one hell of a roller coaster. What an episode. Truly, undeniably, one for the history books. I'm just speechless. The episode basically speaks for itself. No other episode in this series explores the dynamic of the Watterson family as intricately as this episode does. Some of the most memorable families in fiction are renowned for the bond and dysfunction between them, and how complementary these two halves are to each other, sort of like the yin and yang principle. The writing of this episode takes this notion and runs with it. Every joke, every dramatic beat, every emotional beat is a bona fide winner, taking the best and most interesting qualities of these characters we all love so much and both playing them straight and turning them on their heads. What more can you ask for? From a storytelling perspective, it gets quite a lot of flack for its supposed lack of focus, that the title is misleading, and that it relies too much on the audience's memory and ability to piece the plot together, which apparently is fine, so long as the episode itself also acknowledges key plot points from time to time without necessarily beating those plot points into our heads. You know what I call these people who make this particular type of criticism? Lazy. They expect everything to be spoon-fed to them instead of using the clues present throughout a show to make sense of its events and arrive at their own conclusions. I don't know about you, but that's not the type of audience I am. I actually like to work with these clues, to come up with my own hypotheses, share them with others, and exult in triumph when my theories turn out to be correct, or be taken aback when they turn out to be incorrect. That's another form of genius behind the fridge that some others can't get a grasp of. And on a similar note, people might disagree with me and think that Nicole went a little too overboard in this episode, but like I said, I understand her viewpoint well enough that I find her to be in the right. I've always known that underneath her short temper, Nicole is a mother who has nothing but love for her family and will go to bat for them. And nothing paints a clearer picture of her love, affection, compassion, and dedication quite like the fridge. It's a picture that families watching at home can take a positive message from. There are ongoing studies of the psychological ramifications of this type of parentage, but guess what? None of that is actually conclusive. How can social and medical sciences possibly discern the correlation between a hardened upbringing and a troubled adulthood? I can honestly say, based off of my own experiences, that if anything, these heightened parental expectations bring out the innermost best qualities in a child that will shape them to be stronger, smarter, and more independent people when they grow up. I'm confident that Gumball will look back upon his mother's teachings in this episode with fondness and appreciation, the same way that I do now. I am thankful for the fridge, for its creative, artistic, and topical resonance that no other episode from any series, including itself, can ever hope to topple. I give the fridge an undisputed score of 5 out of 5. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. If I could, I'd give it double its score, but that would be overkill. All you need to know is that The Fridge is the best episode of the Amazing World of Gumball for all the reasons I stated in this review, and perhaps other reasons that I'm somehow missing here. If I am missing anything here, let me know in the comments section and all that jazz. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys will stay tuned for the next video, which will be the final week of Gumball February 2017. I've already talked that video up in my last recap, but that's only because that there will be so much ground to cover by then. Until then, I'm the one and only C.R. Martin, and happy Easter Sunday and happy April Fool's Day. Ciao for now.